Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mura here. In this video series we will be going over the complete roster of Street Fighter 6, talk about each character, what they're good at and where they struggle, and this should give you a better idea if you don't know which character to play, or even if you know and you want to get an idea about each character, their strengths and weaknesses, then this should be the video for you. I'll be doing a video like that weekly until the entire roster is covered, so stay tuned and let's start with our first character. Guile, one of the OGs from the Street Fighter 2 days, is still in tip-top shape for Street Fighter 6. His screen control in Street Fighter 6 is almost second to none thanks to his Sonic Boom, which is widely considered to be one of the best fireballs in the game. Guile can keep the opponent guessing with mixing his slow and fast Sonic Booms, but he's also really good at turning defense into offense thanks to him being able to use a slow Sonic Boom and then following it up with a drive rush to mix up the opponent and pressures him. And once Guile gets his opponent knocked down in the corner, his Sonic Blade is a stationary projectile that is excellent at checking the opponent on wake up, allowing Guile to keep his offense and combos on hits. And if you don't wanna bother with all of this offensive nonsense, you can just play Control Guile because he have some of the best normals in the game. They all have fantastic reach and the frame data on it are really good, which allow you to play well pretty safe from drive impacts from the opponents. And certainly Guile got the anti-airs from crouching heavy punch, standing medium kicks, and flash kicks. They are all intact and they're all pretty awesome in this game. But new to Street Fighter 6 is Guile's ability to anti-air when walking backwards, because when he walks backward he has access to his level 1 super with an anti-air variant that can lead to a lot of damage, or if you wanna cash everything on a level 3 super, that is also possible for a 40% anti-air. And Guile's level 1 super in general is just a fantastic punish move that is easy to combo into. Guile only got a couple of real issues in this game. The first one is that he doesn't have a throw loop without the need to use drive rush, so his throw loop is a bit more expensive than other characters. His corner carry also isn't the greatest in a game where corner carry is pretty much the king, right? And that is pretty much it. If you want a character that can slow down the pace of the game, if you think Street Fighter 6 is too fast, you want to slow down all the nonsense and control the game, and you don't mind charge characters, Guile is certainly the way to go for you. Chun-Li is a pretty flexible character that can do a little bit of everything. If you're all about attacking and rushing down the opponent, she can do that, and if you wanna play totally lame, zone them out, get them to commit and punish them, Chun-Li is also pretty great at that. Her fireballs are a big part of why she is so good at playing both styles, because you can totally zone out the opponent with them, but also if you use her fireballs and then drive rush afterwards, you can instantly get in your opponent's face and start pressuring them. She also comes equipped with a number of anti-airs that cover most angles, and her standing heavy kick is potentially one of the most damaging anti-airs in the game that could lead to a knockdown and more pressure for you. She have one of the fastest walk speed in the game. Her forward walk is top 3 in terms of speed, and she also has the best back walk speed in the game. This enabled Chun-Li to have a tremendous whiff punish potential, especially thanks to her stance that allowed her to convert from many of her normals into huge damage and knockdowns. But the stance is not just useful for converting from whiff punishes, it's also pretty great at mixing up the opponent because it got a real low overhead game that is actually pretty safe and can be very rewarding. Now all of this unfortunately comes at the cost of Chun-Li potentially being the most technical character in Street Fighter 6, whether that is a benefit or a detriment, that is up to you and what you like in your fighting games. And unfortunately she is also one of the very few characters in this game who don't have a throw loop, a key pressure options in Street Fighter 6 that most of the cast have.
Getting cold feet?
Ken is a well-rounded character that is very much geared toward offense. So if you like a character that can do a little bit of everything but excels at rushdown, Ken is certainly the character for you. The corner carry on his combos is almost unmatched in Street Fighter 6. He also got the ability to side switch thanks to his new special, the Dragon Lash Kick, so his corner control is unparalleled. And once he gets the opponent to the corner, Ken have one of the most devastating throw loops, and his throw shimmy game is top tier as hell. Ken is also very good at simply approaching his opponent. He has a really good drive rush that he can use in conjunction with his fireball to allow himself to easily pressure the opponent. There's also the Dragon Lash Kick, the heavy version, that leaves him at a plus on block advantage so he can start instantly applying his pressure. And once he gets any whiff punish, he can simply cancel into a drive rush and get a combo that will carry the opponent to the corner. And thanks to his Shoryuken, Ken also got one of the best defensive games in Street Fighter 6. His Shoryuken is a fully invincible reversal, and he got an invincible level 1 super, so he's really good on defense. And obviously because of the Shoryuken as well, his anti-air game is very solid. His crouching heavy punch is also really great as an anti-air, and when you happen to get it to anti-air and you get a juggle hit, he can do a ton of damage with that. Ken also happen to have one of the fastest level 2 supers in the game that allows him to punish a ton of stuff that other characters simply can't, and his level 3 super is one of the easiest ones to combo into as well. In general, you can't ever go wrong with Ken in Street Fighter 6. JB is a very unorthodox but quite amazing zoner in Street Fighter 6. He's excellent at frustrating his opponents and punishing them hard for their mistakes. His main zoning techniques, the GOATs, are among some of the most interesting projectiles I have seen because they can just knock back the opponent with the light version, go low or go overhead, so a lot of your opponents will try to use parries to negate the mix-ups, but then he got a feint version that he can use to bait the parry or just any real action from the opponent like jumps and then anti-airs them. His other zoning technique is also why he's a fantastic anti-zoner. They are the spikes, and the spike placements will depend on which button you used. They are great at shaking the opponent and are safe at almost any distance. So these two special moves combined gave JP a really powerful zoning options but also very good anti-zoning. He's not a character that you really can sit back and try to keep out. And in addition to his feints, he also have a command grab that also look kinda similar, although with practice you can really eye the animation, but still a very good move to use to catch an opponent who's just trying to parry your ghosts. And all of this will likely get your opponents frustrated and they will try to overextend, and when they do, JP got very damaging combos, and almost any combo he will do will set the opponent away full screen, which let him play the zoning game again. He also have some of the best anti-airs in the game. His crouching heavy punch is like a wall. You also have forward heavy kick that can be used to set up juggle combos that deals a lot of damage and carries the opponent to the corner, and once he got them to the corner, he also have very powerful set play thanks to his stir specials and his teleport. The portal special is just a very good move to use in the neutral because you can surprise the opponent with a teleport at any point. point. Now this is a character that is also very good on defense because he have one of the best reversals I have ever seen in a fighting game, or the Amnesia, which have 20 active frames, and when you happen to land it, JB will like move back, and then there will be these two homing orbs that will try to attach to the opponent and detonate, and this can allow JP to punish the opponents heavily for trying to overextend on his wake up. JP is simply a very powerful character, and obviously not to mention his level 2 super, which is fantastic when you get the opponent in burnout. The mix up there is very powerful. There's a lot of set play options as you will. He have level 1 super that is invincible, level 3 which is an amazing checkmate. It's a super that will track where your opponent is, teleport to their location and punish them, and it's very easy to combo into. JP in general doesn't have any real big flaws. He's a technical character that can be very rewarding if you play him, but also the barrier of entry isn't very high, so he's a great pick for anyone really.